today we are continuing our meal prep series with a make-ahead 16-hour polenta. So let's talk through what is different about what we're doing today versus the traditional cooking method.
Yeah, normally you would cook your polenta in a pot on the stove. You would add cream, milk, stock, whatever it is, and you would bring it up to temperature quickly, and then you would turn that down, and you would keep stirring. You would stir, and as it sucked up whatever liquid you put in the pot, you would then need to add more liquid and add more liquid, and so it would be very difficult to make it consistent. And in the restaurant, it's all about consistency. You want every last dish to be the same, and so doing it that way is kind of difficult because you're on the stove and you're stirring. It makes it very difficult. Doing that at home, no one wants to sit at their stove and just constantly stir and I need to get this perfect. So using this method takes away all that anxiety. It's perfect every time. It's always the same.
Yeah, and I love the simplicity of using sous vide specifically for that reason. I love the set it and forget it nature. Yep. I know we had day per transit here, and there's Delta cooking and all that. But the vast majority of time, as a home cook, I'm going to set it and forget it.
It doesn't get any simpler than this. We got our sous vide bag, and I have it in this container just to hold it up to keep it from slacking down. I'll start by adding my stock into it. All right, and then we'll add our half and half, butter, salt, and last but not least, our polenta. And then we'll take this and we will vacuum seal it and get it ready to take a bath.
What temperature are we sous videing?
We are sous videing at 83 Celsius. What you want to do is you want to take this out after 1 hour of cooking because you want to incorporate the polenta back into the liquid. So we have a bag here that's been in the water for an hour.
Oh yeah, you can definitely see that it's separated.
You can see it's separated. You can see how the polenta kind of just fell to the bottom. I just get that right on my rag, and then I'll cover it like so, and then I'll just massage it.
Okay.
And I'll just do that for about a minute, 2 minutes, and then I'll get it right back in the water. Once you've done this, now you're good to go. You can go the rest of the 15 hours and just let it sit in the sous vide bath.
Okay.
We'll give it a full inspection. You see that?
Oh yeah, much better.
Much better. Very uniform.
But of course, we're not going to wait 15 hours before we resume recording. So we have already prepped something. We're going to just reset the table to show you the next step after the sous vide. So we got this polenta. It looks beautiful.
Yep,
what do we do with it?
All right. So took it out. It's still warm. What you can do is once this is cooked, you can take it out of the bath and you can ice it down, put it in your fridge, and bring it back later. Mind you, when bringing it back, you will have to bring it back up to temperature. So 83 Celsius, about 20 minutes in your bath. I'm lazy, so once I put my sous vide away at home, I don't want to bring it back out for that. And so I'll just put it on a pot of hot water, get it to a simmer, and I'll put this in there at a simmer for 25 to 30 minutes. And do same thing. Cut this guy open, so, and then we will get that into our pot.
Okay.
I have some half and half, 100 grams, as per the recipe. And then I have some Parmesan. I'm going to actually wait a little bit to add that Parmesan. I'm going to mix this polenta in with the half and half.
Okay.
Get that incorporated first. And then once that is incorporated, that's when I'll add the Parmesan. So I'll turn it down to a really low simmer. And once that's incorporated, I'll add the Parmesan. We'll mix that up. Now you can add salt, more salt if you want, but we did add salt to the bag when we cooked it. And then I'm going to add chives.
Oh, that's because you're fancy.
Yeah, so just a little bit, just a little bit. All right, so we're gonna get that mixed up now. That looks beautiful, that looks good. All right, and then we'll get our jar, and we'll get some of this beautiful looking polenta into this jar. That is gorgeous. That's about enough for me, I think. I let them sit in the fridge for a couple of days, just as, because this is a meal prep thing. So I let them sit in the fridge a couple of days, and then I took them out. I put it in the microwave for about, lid off, obviously. You don't want to blow up your microwave. And cooked it for about 2 minutes, 20 seconds. And then when it came out, I added, my accoutrements and whatnot to it, and it was perfect. Perfect every time.
Of course, we can enjoy it as is, which I'm about to do, but we purposefully left some room out of the top of the jar because we're like, hey, you have your base polenta.
Right.
What did you prep to go on top of it?
So I got some tomatoes that I sous vide in a little bit of salt and olive oil. I have some mushrooms that I sauteed, shiitakes, and then I have some crispy garlic and some Parmesan. This all makes for delicious accoutrements for your polenta. But of course, you can always use whatever you like.
Yeah, this is delicious. It's like creamy.
It's creamy, yep.
It's rich. It's not like, it's just creamy enough. Like the texture is not too watery, not too thick, definitely not dry.
No, definitely not dry.
Yeah, and it's this is fantastic.
It's perfect.
I love it.
It's perfect every time.
You're kind of looking at probably maybe like 10 minutes of active time to make a really delicious meal that you can pull out for lunch, you can pull it out for dinner.
Yep.
You can put different ingredients in and make it a breakfast meal.
Exactly.
Right? Like there's so much you can do with it.
There's a bunch of things you could do. Or you can do that, and then when you're making dinner, you can use it as a side. Also.